Hi, I'm Tim. I'm the founder and CEO of the Health Optimisation Summit. I'm known as the UK's leading biohacker, and I follow Dave Asprey's work, who you would have seen a video of the other week. Now, I'm into it for health optimization specifically, and one of the main questions I often get asked is, where do I start in biohacking or health optimization? Now, the whole basis for me is that we've lost our connection with nature. And while I like to be quantified and track my sleep and have frequent blood tests and things, we have lost our connection with nature, and bringing those things into our health optimization journey is absolutely fundamental, especially if you think that taking supplements or special diets or medications are really needed. Until you've nailed these fundamentals, there's no point doing those. So number one, and I'll start right from the very beginning, is optimize your sleep. So I optimize my sleep using 15 or 16 different things that are now integrated into my life, and I track it. So I have an Aura ring that actually tracks my heart rate variability, my resting heart rate, my deep sleep, my REM sleep, my light sleep. And by changing different things, from using blue blockers, again, which was one of Dave Asprey's original biohacks, using blue blocking glasses, or having a blackout blind, or making sure I eat at least 3 or 4 hours before I go to bed, I can track to see how effective my sleep gets. Now, the important thing with sleep is that it reverses the damage, or it helps our body reverse the damage that we do during the day when we rest. Now, if our sleep isn't optimal, our health will never be optimal. So it's really important you start optimizing your sleep before anything else. Number two is hydration optimization. Now, how frequently do you see someone carrying a bottle of water around, drinking 2 or 3 litres every single day and peeing more and more and more? Now, the thing is that we originally evolved drinking water from streams. Now, that would be mineral rich. It would come down through the mountains, and we would drink that, and that would hydrate us. And that's where the electrolytes or minerals come from. Now, because we're drinking tap water, or we are having bottled water that comes from glaciers somewhere, it might not necessarily have a high mineral content. So therefore, we need to drink more water to get our minerals. Now, all that does is it flushes more and more toxins out, which is great. But unfortunately, it doesn't give us the minerals we need to retain our water and make our electrical systems work correctly. So optimizing your hydration is really important. Now, how I do that is I actually put a sprinkle of Himalayan rock salt or Celtic sea salt in a glass of filtered water in the morning and before bed. And then that helps me very, very, very much. So I would recommend that you look into that. So number three is oral optimization. Now, our mouth gives us a very good indication of how the health is in the rest of our body. Now, a lot of us have had metal fillings or root canals or teeth extracted, but haven't had it done properly. Now, there's a future of dentistry which is called biological dentistry, and that is where functional medicine, biohacking, and future technical dentistry overlap. And what they do is they look at your mouth and they understand what needs optimizing to help your body flourish again. And as Dr. Klingart says, there are interferences that need removing. So once you clear up the mouth, then the body can flourish again. Now, for instance, people say, oh, I have leaky gut or gut problems. But the interesting thing is that if you have leaky gums, then your gut isn't going to be right. So until you've sorted the mouth microbiome or any interferences there, the gut is never going to be right. Number four is the big one for me, is nature. Nature specifically. And when I say nature specifically, I mean sunlight, getting natural lighting, and grounding, which is having your shoes off like I have right now and connecting with earth. Now, why is this so important? Well, we evolved in sunlight, not completely covered, not with sunblock on, and sunlight is fundamental for our hormone optimization, obviously for vitamin D, which is actually a hormone as well, and for so many processes in the body. But by not getting outside and getting natural sunlight, or living in the northern hemisphere where there's not enough sunlight throughout the year, we're not going to produce those important hormones. Also, when the sunlight is out and we're wearing sunglasses, that stops specific sun rays coming into our eyes, which actually helps charge our mitochondria, which is the power cells of our bodies. And as a result, we don't get the energy we should. Now, grounding, the other part of nature that I include here, is when we actually stand on grass or in soil or in the sea, we are actually connecting with the earth. Now, while this may sound woo-woo, it is quantified and backed with science. So when we connect with the earth, we get free electrons, a flow of free electrons into our body. And those free electrons actually go and find free radicals, and they pair and become a stable molecule. Well, what that does is that actually means that our blood flows properly, and it means that it reduces inflammation and helps our body heal. So if you stop and just ask yourself, when was the last time you connected with nature without shoes on in the garden, except for when you're on holiday? Many people, when I ask this, say they haven't for months, maybe for 2 minutes while they hang the washing out in the garden. It's absolutely fundamental for the body's health to connect with nature. So that's why I'd explore that. And then the final one is breath work, or breathing, or oxygen. As you know, it's fundamentally important for us to have enough oxygen. And if we go without oxygen for a few minutes, we're not going to be alive very long. So the point is understanding your breath, and this comes to posture so that your lungs can open properly, understanding you can breathe from the bottom of your diaphragm, reducing your breath rate and doing breath holding when you're exercising can actually help you deal with oxygen and carbon dioxide better. And as a result, your heart then doesn't need to pump so fast, pumping oxygen around to compensate, which can bring heart rate down and help heart rate variability go up. So now this has just been a quick skip through with lots of information very, very quickly. But I just wanted to introduce this concept of the fundamentals of health. Once you've got these things absolutely nailed, then start taking supplements, then start pushing yourself a little bit more, but your body will never flourish unless you get these things right. Anyway, I hope that helps, and have a wonderful day.